From the Oklahoman newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson. The Oklahoma basketball Sooners about to tip off their regular season. That comes up very shortly, and Ryan Aber joins us on the phone to talk about these new look Sooners. Ryan, obviously, Buddy Hield's gone, Isaiah Cousins is gone, Ryan Spangler's gone. No one guy is going to make up for the loss of three big-time players, really, for the Sooners. But offensively, a guy that Lon Kruger and his coaches really hope will help carry some of the load is Kadeem Latin, a well-known guy among Sooner fans after a great year a year ago, but more of a defensive guy as a player that was part of that starting lineup last year. What have you seen out of him offensively? What has he added? What has he changed as he heads into this season?
Well, I think the biggest thing is last year he pretty much just sort of cleaned up trash on the glass. Most of his points were putbacks, dunks, free throws, things like that, where he was just creating off of his defense, basically, and rebounding. But this year he's able to create for himself. We saw last night in the win over Washburn, he hits a mid-range jumper just a few seconds into the game, and that's something that's going to be a big weapon for him, and it's something that I don't think a lot of people expected to see from Kadeem Latin after seeing him the last couple of years, where he was pretty limited offensively, a great defensive player. But this year, without, like you said, Hield, Spangler, and Cousins, they're going to have to find their offense in different ways, and that's going to be getting to the bucket more, which will create more for him close to the basket, and also for them throwing it inside to not only Latin but Jamuni McNeese, who showed some flashes of a strong offensive game last night as well. So this offense is going to look a whole lot different than it did the last 3 years when Buddy Hield was running the show.
Yeah, and obviously they got such a huge amount of offensive production out of their guards last year with Hield, Cousins, and Jordan Woodard, who is back. And you add in Christian James, who will now be a starter as well. He came off the bench last year. They'll still get some outside scoring, but Ryan, what's a realistic amount of offense that they could expect to get out of Kadeem Latin and those inside guys? I mean, I'm not saying that they're not going to get guard scoring. They have to get that, but clearly they have to get more out of those inside guys this year. What's a number you're looking at as reasonable with what you've seen?
Well, I think if Latin averages right around the 10 to 12 mark and Jamuni McNeese could give him, he doesn't have to be that big of a scorer, but if he can give them 4, 5, 6 points a game, they can feel pretty good about that. Last night in that exhibition game, they combined for 20 points and 15 rebounds. I think if that's something that's pretty consistent for them, they'll feel pretty good. Christian James is going to do a lot offensively. Darion Strong-Moore, who was fantastic last night off the bench, is going to get a bigger and bigger role as he gets healthier. He's got some shoulder issues right now that are holding him back, but even in limited action last night, he was really strong, and we all know what Jordan Woodard can do. So they're still going to get a lot of production from their perimeter guys, but it's going to be a different look inside, whereas Ryan Spangler wasn't that big of an offensive threat, although he would step out and hit a three and could do some things that gave teams matchup problems. Latin can do a little bit of both when he's right. He can be the mid-range guy, or he can step inside and make plays with his athleticism and size down low.
All right, after that exhibition game against Washburn on Tuesday, Sooners open for real Sunday afternoon against Northwestern State. Tip time down in Norman, 4 p.m. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.